I got green, white, cauliflower, amber. Racing on the lemon in the front. I tell you what's going on. I let God in my searching. So I know it's gonna follow me. I go. So my first had big crack if I could even take it go, but sad when I'm cussing, cruddy, I ain't taking no back. Back when I had the crack, said you said it's people making money, I'm sweating for the robots. 2 different chats, bringing word, no we broken. Body team, my team, on the right, another 10 minutes, like a dog, kill a name brand, I'm a 9-side track, a 16th floor by the beast. I'm from where they call America, the States, got the beast. Young nigga better ride me, get your G's on. Ain't your brain, these niggas die dead, piece of. Tomato sauce all the way on top, nigga. Shorty's kinda beat, but she got her body beat. Why I'm tryna stop a nigga from the habanero? It's like your burner if they catch us, ain't no hot potato. I know. Racing on the lemon in the front. I tell you what's wrong. I let God in my searching. I know it's gon' follow me. I'll go.
Yeah, I know if you were Lalo's, you were wild out for the Fetty. You know my belt, you on the road. I know if you were Lalo's, you were wild out for the Fetty. You know my belt, you on the road, you sprayed all the Pepsi. I'm tucking it up and turn your tomatoes to spaghetti. Only 5'4", hold the stick long as Remy. You can go through all the war stories, but it's just too many. Just know that most of the problems stem from money, greed, and envy. Down home, niggas working teams out the telly. Check a little later, then he break her at the Denny's. Sent a bitch at him cause he knew that he was GC. Skin up in the hearse, but he did it all like GC. Make the matters worse is that he knew him since a preteen. Mad cause his miserable fucking nigga hit the G League. Met his sugar daddies, told her he could change her addy. Took her to Miami, got her new breasts and body. Bought her pair of pleasers, then she changed her name to Candy. Now she steady flexing, doing extras down in Danzig. Trying to win no shit is really dreaming, never sleeping. So much harder when there's barely nothing to believe. From the city where we never worry about a pop out. She really ain't a problem till you get a nigga drop out.
Our top story today, LeBron James will be taking his talents to Philadelphia to play for the 76ers in what he is calling the final decision of his illustrious career. And from the way that his newest teammates are reacting on social media, I would safe to say that they were a fan of his choice. Well, there's that from Tyrese.
God damn, bro. I didn't find
And then VJ Edgecombe, on the other hand, he's just smiling through it all. He can't believe that this is his life. I love it. So it's all happening right in Philadelphia right now. In this offseason, the 76ers, they became the first team in NBA history to add multiple former Finals MVPs. Jaylen Brown, of course, in 2024, and then LeBron on 4 different occasions with the Heat. the Cavaliers, and the Los Angeles Lakers. And Philly is likely to have a starting five where all 5 players average 15 or more for their careers. It's the 3rd time since the merger that this has happened. We're looking at KG, Pierce, and the Nets in 2013-14, and then the 76-77 Celtics. As for LeBron James, he's looking to become the first player in league history to win an NBA title with 4 different franchises. He's currently one of 4 players to win with 3, along with Robert Horry, John Sally, and our very own Danny Green. So let's get into the basketball of it all with Kendrick Perkins, Brian Windhorst, and Monica McNutt joining me here in Chicago. And Monica, you just came from covering a champion that came out of the Eastern Conference in the New York Knicks. That is exactly why LeBron James said he wants to join the 76ers. But realistically, there's 4 different guys that this offense could run through. So what are the 76ers at their best, do you think?
Well, I still think as excited as we are about LeBron James, y'all, Joel Embiid is a huge swing piece in this one. What does that look like? But the thing about LeBron James is he can play multiple positions on the floor. So if he is in that 4 position, Malika, and Joel Embiid is potentially healthy, you've got a threat in terms of scoring in the paint, you've got an outstanding facilitator, and you've got a high basketball IQ guy that will take the shots that are given off of this offense. Now you got to look at the rest of the offense, right? The speed of Edgecombe and Maxey already made this Philadelphia 76ers squad more dangerous than I think people were prepared for this past season.
Yep.
They're only going to take a step forward. And then you look at what Jaylen Brown has done in his previous role with the Celtics team that most people thought did not have the adequate amount of talent to compete in the East, and what he was able to do. So I think, to me, the elements of this team that make them most dangerous is that they will be able to both play fast and a powerful style of basketball given how healthy they can be. And we've seen LeBron James adapt to so many teammates at this point in his career. But I just think if he does play that 4, and he obviously can play multiple positions, he will be one of the most versatile 4s with the most dangerous supporting cast around him, I think, in the Eastern Conference.
That's very, very true. Brian, what do you think of this?
Yeah, I think what Monica said about high IQ is very important. High IQ players are something LeBron has always wanted to play with. And while Joel Embiid's health has often failed him, no one would ever say he's anything but a high IQ player. And I think they can figure out how to play together. And I cannot overemphasize enough the importance of the connection with Maxey. When you're going into a situation where there's not going to be clearly defined roles, and you're not going to be sure how it might work with Jaylen Brown, and DJ Edgecombe's still finding his way in the league, the connection with the point guard is vital. These are 2 guys who have spent a lot of time together through Clutch Sports. LeBron was part of the recruitment process into Clutch Sports back when he was in high school and in college. All of these things are major factors. The Maxey factor of this cannot be understated. And when I compare it to the Harden decision, it's not comparing Harden and Maxey as players, but the comfort level with Maxey is clearly deeper than the comfort level with Harden. And I honestly believe that was part of it. And so, do I know how this team is going to play today? No. Does Nick Nurse know how this team is going to play today? No. But are you going to bet on the connection between Maxey and LeBron? It's a reasonable thing to bet.
I know it's hard to believe, but you could qualify for extra cash up to $500 in 5 minutes or less. I'm always trying to help my people out, so believe me when I say it really is this simple. Download Dave and see how much extra cash you're eligible for. I qualified for $260 and I was able to instantly transfer it to my Dave checking. The reason I downloaded Dave was because I really wanted to buy myself some flight tickets. I was able to do that right away. It truly comes in clutch. So next time you're thinking about asking someone to borrow money for rent, gas, groceries, whatever, just download Dave instead. Click below to check it out.
I mean, let me just keep it real. The Philadelphia 76ers with LeBron James can win a championship this year with this roster. Like, the one thing we talk about, high IQ guys, yeah, that's one thing, but LeBron James loves to play with a bunch of dogs. If you go and you check his history of the teams that he won a championship with, they had dogs. And this is what the Philadelphia 76ers, this is what they have. And when you look at LeBron over the past few years, Think about this. He's been asked to do a lot of different roles, offensively and defensively. We saw him with the Lakers. He was asked in the playoff series to play the center position. And guess what? He actually did a damn good job doing it. And so when you think about the top dog, the defending champs, the New York Knicks, if they happen to get there and match up in the playoff series, LeBron James has no problem with going Karl Anthony Towns. Matter of fact, you can go check the numbers and go look at, LeBron James and his matchup against Towns when he had to defend him, and he's done an outstanding job. So you think about Wade that came from Cleveland. Like, they have so many ways they could mix it up. And you're talking about Nick Nurse. Like, Nick Nurse know what it takes to put those guys in position to be successful. Yes, they are legit title contenders. Yes, they could win a championship this year.
Perk, listen, I'm glad you brought that up because I've been thinking about it myself as well. And the Towns and the Anunoby of it all, just let's go with the defending champs because they are the defending champs versus this Sixers squad, Malika. It is really interesting. And as much as the Knicks were sort of built to chase the former Boston Celtics, the way that they are constructed now puts them in a position where they could end up defending, like Perk said, a Philadelphia 76ers team that will be very formidable.
History says that LeBron James tends to win his titles in the second year when he joins a franchise, Brian. But when you look at the amount of time, he doesn't have that much time left. This comes down to two words, two letters. H, health, E, egos, right? They have to be a healthy team and play, 30 games together in the regular season. Let's start with that. Just that premise. Is that something that Philadelphia can do with all of the young guards that they have?
I think that's very insightful, Blake. The thing about the other times that he changed teams, that those teams had to hollow themselves out to open up the cap space to sign him. So this is not comparable. The 76ers don't have to hollow anything out. They've got a fully built roster. So the expectation, like Perk was saying, should be to win immediately. But I think it is definitely, look, Jaylen Brown did not select playing for the 76ers. He has expressed an interest in making this a really successful situation. He didn't pick it. So to me, one of the key things I'm interested now in is the Jaylen Brown fit. We may all be paying attention to how LeBron fits because he's one of the greatest players of all time. But to me, the work that the 76ers have to do now is with Jaylen Brown and to explain to Jaylen Brown what his role is. Perk, don't give me that face like that. Fix your face, as you would say. This is the guy who's sixth place in MVP last year. This is the guy who carried his team. I think they got to worry about making Jaylen Brown comfortable right now more than anything.
But I think we're Jaylen Brown is at a space right now where he wants to make the Celtics look stupid. And by doing that, it's bringing a championship to Philadelphia. And I go back to Jaylen Brown. Yes, we saw him last year. Yes, we saw him showing the world that he actually could be a number one option. But then go back to his championship years, right? His championship year. He shared the floor with Jason Tatum, Drew Holiday, Derek White, Kristaps Porzingis, and he found a way, and he sacrificed. And think about why he won Finals MVP that year. Him and Jason Tatum numbers were pretty similar in the Finals. The separation part of it is that it's a reason that we call Jaylen Brown one of the better two-way players in the game because he's able to affect the game defensively. He had Luka looking crazy is why the Dallas Mavericks departed from him. So, again, I'm not worried about Jaylen Brown buying in. Yeah. We're talking about a champion. We're talking about a guy that knows what it takes, and he wants to make his former team that just gave up on him look crazy. How do you do that? By sacrificing and bringing a championship to their rivalry in Philly.
Yeah, and I think, Wendy, this is maybe where word choice becomes a thing because you're right. This is a new situation for Jaylen Brown. But I think at this point in his career, right, to your point, you didn't have to hollow out this roster to get LeBron James. He, in my mind, and I could be wrong, how do I take what is here and get them over the top, right? And so I think if I'm the Sixers, I'm looking at the guys that potentially are going to be with me longer than 2 years. Like, this is 2 years for LeBron James, right? And so I think Brown, Maxey, Edgecombe, that is your core. And I don't see, as we praise LeBron for the 23 seasons he's given us so far, like, he can fit with anybody. And I think the opportunity to fit with these guys and the speed that they will play with and the two-way nature that will be presented now, Malika, like, I'm not worried about LeBron.
But that's the E that I was talking about in terms of egos, because we heard Jaylen Brown say, not that he has, it's not his ego, but he has said that he has enjoyed the last season with Boston more than other seasons, and he was the guy in Boston last year as Jason Tatum was recovering. And so all I'm saying is when you're looking at the way that they want to play, and some of this may, Brian, take care of itself because of health, right? Some of this may take care of itself, but this is a team that they could play through any of these guys, and they're going to have to make a decision on this. Last word, Brian.
Yeah, that's what I think too. And I'm already watching what the odds are doing, and I think the Knicks are still favored. There's no way you can evaluate the 76ers team for a long, long time. We can be excited about it. They can play big games. It's going to be a long time before we figure out whether they truly can win 4 playoff seasons.
Should I be nervous about this?
It looks like your SRS airbag light is on. It's best to get that checked out by a mechanic as soon as possible to make sure your airbags will work properly if you need them.
Badass.
Struggle with blackheads and excess oil? Or vacuum draws out dirt inside pores? Interchangeable tips for targeted cleaning. Adjustable suction fits all skin types for at-home skincare.
Well, we begin our show with breaking news because after 24 days of questions, we have the answer. LeBron James is signing with the Philadelphia 76ers in what he called the last decision of his Hall of Fame career. And for those questioning if this would be James's swan song, hold up, wait a minute. Y'all thought he was finished? He has agreed to a 2-year deal with the Philadelphia 76ers, which will see him through an unprecedented 25-year NBA career. Now, James, he took to social media earlier today, and he posted that he contemplated retirement, writing that I thought I was done when the season ended. I wasn't ready to announce it, and I knew I needed some time to really decide. But I was pretty sure I'd played my last game, and I was honest at that last press conference when I said that I needed to look at myself and decide if I still love this game. And he said, I truly do still love this game, and I have more to give. The last few weeks, they've been really special. I've never, he wrote, been able to have no clue what to do and take real time to just think. And I've had an incredible few months with all of the people I love trying to figure it all out. This, and this is noteworthy, he says, is my last decision. He says, I'm not going for money. I'm not going for family. What am I really playing for at this point? I still want to sacrifice. I still want to work. I still want to grind. I still want to compete, to win, and to have a chance at feeling of winning another championship. Now, I believe, he wrote, that I can help make Philadelphia a championship team, and I'm so excited to energize a new fan base and start this incredible journey one last time. Thank you, LA. Miami, I'll love you forever. Northeast Ohio will always be home. Our senior insider, Shams Charania, joins us now after breaking this story earlier today. And Shams, we just heard a little bit of James in his own words on what his motivation was to join the Philadelphia 76ers. But behind the scenes, peeling back the curtain a little bit, what was this process like and how did he land on Philly?
Malika, LeBron James literally put the money where his mouth is, right? Because early in the process, it was very apparent that he wanted to decide on a team where he found happiness, a chance to win a championship and compete at a high level. That this was not going to be a money-driven decision, which is what I told you back at Wimbledon about 25 days ago. And literally, he signs for the veteran minimum contract, the lowest amount that he can go for 2 years, $8 million with a player option for that potential 25th historic season. And this is weeks of a recruitment by the 76ers. Tyrese Maxey, Joel Embiid, both recruited him. Jaylen Brown also communicated virtually with his agent, Rich Paul, as well in the last several weeks to try to see if they can get on the same page. We know Bob Myers 10 years ago got Kevin Durant's commitment. Now 10 years later gets LeBron James's commitment. Mike Gansey, their new president of basketball operations, he played with LeBron James, against LeBron James back in high school. So that relationship goes deep. He's also an executive with the Cavaliers. But the last hurdle, I'm told, Malika, this week for LeBron James was getting the family on board. His wife, Savannah, his daughter, Zuri, Bronny, and Bryce, his 2 young sons, now he's going to be playing on the East Coast. This is a complete family change for them over the last 8 years. He's been playing in LA. Now he's going to be on the East Coast. So getting them all in one vicinity is very important. This week he was able to spend in Los Angeles with his family after getting, he's been doing the Cavaliers reunion trip. He was in New York for events. Yeah. He was in Puerto Rico hanging out with Draymond Green. And so he's going to get his family on board and decide to sign with the Sixers.
Yeah, it's not quite as poetic to be next to Richard Jefferson making that decision. It's much better to be able to be with your family and really be able to decide and discuss, and that is what LeBron James has done. Shams, thank you for that insight. We're going to be checking back in with you a little bit later here in the show. I want to welcome in Brian Windhurst and Kendrick Perkins as well here. And there's something poetic, gentlemen, maybe about waiting 24 days, 24 years to sign this. I'm not sure whether or not that was his intention, but Brian, we have been waiting for this for quite some time. When it finally came through, sir, your reaction was what?
Well, it was a surprising decision, but it was a simple decision, and he gave us all the information we really need in his statement. First off, he named his final 3. He didn't phrase it that way, but he made a comment to Cleveland and made a comment to Miami and chose Philly, so I think we can say with confidence that those were his final 3. And he made it clear that winning a championship in 27 was his number 1 priority. Now, I know that that's basic. I say it's surprising, but it's simple. That's a basic thing that a free agent would want, but nowhere was it defined what happiness meant. And he also said that home wasn't a priority. So if winning is a priority and home is not a priority, you can kind of see how he got to Philadelphia. And I think one of the important things here is this is obviously going to be a difficult transition, not only going coast to coast. He's joining a team that has a whole bunch of other guys who are going to think they're going to be centerpiece players. The same situation would have been true in Cleveland. The difference is in Philadelphia, he has a basis of a relationship with both Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey. He's known Tyrese Maxey his whole career because of the Clutch Sports connection. So I think if you look at it from those 2 things, the decision sort of explained.
Kendrick Perkins, I'm here in Chicago for WNBA All-Star Weekend. I was standing in the room. Asia Wilson is over on my right. Caitlin Clark is on my left. When the notification from Shams Charania and the news came through, and my mouth, even though I was expecting it, I wasn't surprised, and I was shocked. And it was interesting to see the best players in the world react to the greatest player that this generation has ever seen making a decision for the final time. I know that this caught you off guard as well.
Well, think about it, Malika. You were watching Asia Wilson and Caitlin Clark, and I'm in a basketball gym with 2,500 people, and everybody's sitting up here trying to ask me questions about the decision. So the whole world is on fire right now. And excuse my dress code, okay? I tried the best that I could. I know I usually come better than this, but listen. My first thought is that I wanted to say, you know what, this is not bad. Matter of fact, this puts Philly right there up with the New York Knicks, right? They're going to be looking eye to eye with them. My second thought was, how big of a loss for the Cleveland Cavaliers, and we could dive into that later on. But then I looked and I said, oh, LeBron James have an effect on Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid, this is what he has been waiting on. He has been waiting on a guy like LeBron James to come in and not only play alongside of him, but be a mentor to him. I believe that we're going to see the best version of Joel Embiid because of LeBron James. LeBron James' IQ and what he brings to the table, what he brings off the floor, how to be a professional, how to take care of your body. We're going to see a different version of Joel Embiid, but also Malika, Wendy. You know, when I get to thinking, right, I thought about this. This is not a 2-year deal that LeBron James signed. This is a lifetime deal that LeBron James signed. See, everything LeBron James and Rich Paul do is strategically planned out for the future, right? And so I've got to thinking about their relationship with Josh Harris. I got to thinking about all the teams that Josh Harris owned, the Philadelphia 76ers, the Washington Commanders, right? And then I got to thinking about, LeBron James, after basketball, wants to be an owner. LeBron James loved the business side of it. How do you get in the business? You start by developing a relationship right now. So yes, he does want to compete for a championship, but this is bigger than just this 2-year, $8 million deal.
You're so right, Park, that when you're talking about the here and the now, Joel Embiid is certainly at the center of what Philadelphia and now LeBron James is trying to go back to 2014, right? Check this out. This is a recently drafted rookie Joel Embiid making his pitch to LeBron saying, hey, King James, hey, bro, I hope you're having a good day, which is what a polite thing to start with. You want to join us in Philly? Peace. It only took 12 years. And eventually, right, that happened. I want to bring in our senior reporter, Ramona Shelburne here. Ramona, you were plugged in on all things 76ers. And Joel Embiid, his health is squarely in the center of the goal that LeBron James is trying to achieve here now, winning a fourth different championship with a fourth different franchise. How does that relate to this decision?
Well, I think there's a lot of pressure now on Joel Embiid. There always has been pressure, but Tyrese Maxey became the face of this franchise last year. He took a jump forward that's been a while coming, and this is his team now. Joel Embiid is there, and he makes a lot of money, and when he is right, when he's the best version of himself, he is a difference maker. But we didn't see that Joel Embiid for a lot of this season, and when we finally did see him, that helped them beat the Boston Celtics. But I think part of the reason why LeBron James wasn't just an automatic yes here is he had to have a lot of conversations with Joel Embiid, trying to understand what version of him he was going to get. But they played together on the Olympic team, and Joel was hurt during those Olympics. You didn't see he had a knee issue that he was dealing with there, and Perk, you alluded to it with the habits and the professionalism. And let's see how that fit goes, because if it goes well, it could be the best thing for Joel Embiid's career. It could be great for LeBron James, but if it goes poorly, there's a lot of pressure on Joel Embiid there.
Brian, what do you think of that?
Well, I think if you look at the Sixers, there's going to be a bunch of different decisions that they're going to have to make, and they're going to have to work together. There's no doubt about it. They now have, in acquiring Jaylen Brown and acquiring LeBron James, they have 4 of the best transition players in the NBA. If you go back and look at who the transition scoring leaders were last year, Tyrese Maxey was at the top, LeBron and Jaylen Brown were in the top 10, and DJ Edgecombe was not that far behind. Okay? The player that does not fit a transition team is Joel Embiid. But you don't play fast break basketball in the playoffs. You play half-court basketball in the playoffs. And the other thing about this team is you're going to have a 30-year-old with knee problems in Joel Embiid and a 40-year-old in LeBron James that you're going to have to make sure is healthy come April. Well, how this team looks in October and November is going to be interesting. There's going to be a whole bunch of made-for-TV games. There's going to be a lot of animus and build-up towards Jaylen Brown going back to Boston and whatnot. But what's ultimately going to matter is where this team is in April, and you're going to hear people saying that for the next 6 months.
Right, and that feels like a perfect Christmas game, maybe a Boston-Philadelphia 76ers clash that we could see on the holiday. But you're right, Brian, that when LeBron laid out his very thoughtful, very thorough statement, he did indirectly mention the other teams, or very directly actually, mention the other teams that it was down to and he was considering. And I think a lot of us, and I'll put myself in that camp, was thinking that maybe it would be a hometown reunion with Cleveland or the poetic ending of going back to Miami. Ramona, why wasn't it?
You know, I spoke to Rich Paul about that about an hour ago, and he said for a lot of the time he thought it was going to end up being Miami. That seemed to be a nice fit in that story. But he said, you know, when you've been to a place before, when you've won in a place before, if you go back, it may not be the same. You kind of want to leave those memories where they were. You want to leave those memories as they are, and they had a great time together when he won 2 titles down in Miami. You'll never top 2016 in Cleveland. I mean, that was an amazing story to cover, an amazing run. And so I think this appeal of something new is attractive at this stage in his career. Plus, let's not forget about Tyrese Maxey. I can't say enough about what a ray of sunshine this guy is, and LeBron knows it. Like, yeah, it's the kind of guy you want to play with. And Jaylen Brown, that's another LeBron type player. Somebody he's going to grind. You know, Jaylen Brown's doing the underwater training, and he pushes himself. So it's going to be a race to the gym in Philly every morning. Who's going to get there before 5 a.m.?
Does LeBron go to Philadelphia without Jaylen Brown having gone to Philadelphia, do you think?
I don't think so.
No,
yeah,
I
see
don't.
across the board shaking heads.
And I don't. And let me say this. Cleveland actually should be kicking themselves in the ass right now because they actually look bad and they lost in this situation. LeBron James, like this situation was drawn out because LeBron James was trying to be patient with Cleveland to see if they were going to do something. I believe that if Cleveland would have pressed the go button and would have traded for Jaylen Brown first, whether that was giving up Donovan Mitchell or Evan Mobley, LeBron James would have went back to Cleveland. But since Philly not only was pursuing LeBron James, they actually made a move that made them eye candy. And so again, when you look at their situation now, I don't care. Everybody's talking about, well, how are they going to play? What style are they going to play? We all know how great of a coach Nick Nurse is. He won a championship. It's not going to be hard to get those guys to buy in. I'm pretty sure Tyrese Maxey, Joel Embiid, they're tired of being miserable over there and falling short every single year of not living up to expectations. I'm pretty sure Joel Embiid is going to be ready to sacrifice. And when you think about this damn Bob Myers, man, I miss him at our network. But Bob Myers, once again, while everybody was talking about how Pat Riley always land these white whales, well, what the hell is Bob Myers doing? Because first it was KD to Golden State, and now it's LeBron James to Philly. And I get it. Mike Yancey is a hell of a GM. He's going to do an outstanding job. He's leading the charge. But Bob Myers is overseeing everything. And the fact that they landed LeBron James, and they going to deliver a championship in Philly, which they damn sure can. Hey, listen, Bob Myers need to get a whole lot of recognition with this.
That was preacher perk coming out on this. We still got 45 minutes left to digest this monstrous move here still to come. You know what? I hate perk. Believe you, sir.
When I got a pay cut, Dave helped me get cash, up to $500 in 5 minutes or less. I definitely use Dave to pay bills in advance. I love that there are no hidden fees with Dave. I know everything up front. I also love the fact that I'm able to do the things that I want to do. I can go skating. I can take the kids to the movies. I can go eat pizza. You know that at the end of the day, you do not have to stop living. That's why I like Dave. It's good for my wallet and good for my mind.
How do I extract?
These features from Robinhood Gold are too good not to share. Get a 3.35% APY with Robinhood Gold. And you can get up to $210 match on your eligible contributions into your IRA. Don't miss out on this incredible opportunity to maximize your money's potential for just $5 a month. Sign up now and get the first 30 days free.
I want to, join a franchise that kind of shares the same, model as myself, and that's like practicing championship habits every day, but trusting the process more than anything. I think when you trust the process of actually getting to that point.
That wasn't no hit. That wasn't no hit. Hold on. The wait is